And now it is time for you to enjoy the Illinois Land of Lincoln matchup. Yes, it is Illinois and Northwestern. Who would have ever thunk it a couple of weeks ago that these teams would be playing for a right to play in the postseason? I don't know, maybe Pat Fitzgerald and Tim Beckman believed in it. They certainly believe in this becoming a true rivalry.
You always respect your opponent. You always respect your rival even more than normal. But, you know, you also have a little bit of, I mean, I'm sure Fitzy says it too, a little bit of hate in there for your opponent. And it just happens to be your rivals.
Listen, I got to make a disclaimer here. You cannot use the words hate and then put a nickname on the end of the opposing coach that ends as an E. You just can't do it. Hate and Fitzy doesn't work in the same sentence. Quicken Loans comparison, the last two games between Illinois quarterbacks Wes Lunt and Riley O'Toole. Now, Lunt widely considered the more physically talented guy, but of course he was hurt earlier in the year. O'Toole's been much better over the last couple of games. Be very interesting to see who gets more PT for Illinois against Northwestern. I don't know. This is a matchup of intriguing matchup at quarterback both sides, isn't it? Because there are also questions for Northwestern at QB.
Well, there's no doubt, Rick. And I think when you look at least from Illinois' side of things, they may not want to shake it up too much because you look at Riley O'Toole, he finished the game against Penn State and got the victory. But I think from Beckman's standpoint, don't shake it up that much. You probably go ahead and start Wes Lunt, much like you did a week ago. If he struggles, you already know O'Toole can come off the bench and go in there and deliver in a big game and get the victory. So I think he feels pretty comfortable with that formula. Now when you switch it over to the Northwestern side of things, Zach Oliver, the key things there, just don't have the turnovers. Nice throw there in double coverage, got away with one there, and he just has to manage the game, rely on his defense to get him the turnovers in positive field position, and then let his defense hopefully even get some points on the board. But in 3 games he's played, he's been productive. Running, he's got a touchdown, and passing, he's got his touchdown. He really got his feet wet and starting to get some experience when you look at young Zach Oliver.
Yeah, and when you look at Northwestern, they're a team that most of the attention was focused on the offensive side of the ball. Fitz had said, not Fitzy, but Fitz, had said that Trevor Siemian is our unquestioned leader. Now Trevor Siemian done for the year with that torn ACL. At the beginning of the year, losing Jones, losing Mark to the transfer. But really, Marcus, you could say over the past 3 or 4 games, it's been the improvement in defense, which has been the most drastic for Northwestern.
I mean, the coaching job, when you talk about Northwestern going from a 3-6 team to potentially being eligible to play in a bowl game, yeah, they've scored a ton of points on offense, but defensively, the turnovers they've forced, 5 last week, and this is the 4th game where they've turned the ball over at least 4 times, or at least got 4 turnovers. But they get to the quarterback. They're very opportunistic. They're playing what I call Pat Fitzgerald football. Tough, hard-nosed, scrappy. They fight you to the very end, and they believe they can win. And they showed signs of this early on in the year when they beat Wisconsin and when they went out to Happy Valley and they beat Penn State. So this defense believes they can win, and my hat goes off to Pat Fitzgerald and the job he's done.
Of course, loser has their season come to a close. The winner becomes bowl eligible with their 6th W of the season. Well, perhaps no W more dramatic this season for Nebraska.